Grand final time! We are headed into our best of 5 grand final. The Hardos against the 30k, everybody. And Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map. And I know a couple of people are looking at this and they're saying, like, wait a second. Your scoreboard's broken, dude. There's a 1-0 for the Hardos. But that's actually correct. So, in this particular tournament, we have a winner's bracket advantage. The Hardos made sure that they arrived in the grand final through the winner's bracket. They get a 1-0 lead over their opponent. 30k, they had to move all the way through the loser's bracket to get to this point for the rematch. But now they have that point disadvantage. And yes, normally we have, with an advantage, a best of 7 series in front of us. It is a best of 5. Tournament rules, just accept it. It's the way it is, period. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map, therefore, and the Hardos, they already successfully went up against 30k once. We're here at the Rive Cup, 2,000 euros are on the line, and of course, all that the Hardos gonna do right now is lock in 2 maps, and they are victorious. 30k, they kind of crushed it today. They had 2 best of 5s already, and they did extremely well here. They had some fantastic performances, but obviously this is also a little bit draining, because now, after playing 9 maps in a row, you're getting a little bit tired here. You're definitely warmed up, so that's true, but still, they have already said a bit earlier, guys, we are getting a bit exhausted, but they had a bit of a break. Could also eat something, bathroom breaks, drink something, and get ready. But here we go. So we got Medivh banned, we got Uther banned, Varian and Nubaraka both banned out against the Hardos. So pretty much 30k, they looked at the drafts and they just said, you know what, guys, we're gonna ban Bad Benny's Varian, and then we're gonna ban his second pick, which is the Nubaraka. We're gonna take both of them off the board, and then we'll see how they adjust. Maybe that's the way to play this, because the last time the two faced off against each other, it was a close victory, but it was a victory for the Hardos after all. Now Lucio and Chromie locked in, and Dino, he isn't afraid to throw his Tracer into the ring, as we've seen in the previous game, so he plays it right here. We got Johanna now, played by Masquerade on Tomb of the Spider Queen, so he's going to set up the wave clear for them. That brings us to the ban number 3. So, for now, Tomb of Spider Queen, last ban kicking in on the Hardos side. They, of course, had a really easy time here. For the last couple of hours, you could just, like, sit tight, watch the streams, check out what's being played here, think about, okay, how do we going to deal with 30k? Is there something that we feel they are struggling with? Is there something where they're really strong or really weak? And they're going to try and exploit that now. They banned Deckard Kane out. He can't make an appearance here anymore. Stukov is still up, of course, for a pick. Brightwing is up for a pick. 2 of the supports that we could see here. Diva gets banned. Chris could still play Zurel. Raxa could be played, something that Hardos has done in the past. And of course, if you watched any of the games of this tournament and the Hardos in general, you know that Tomb of the Spider Queen is one of the maps where they absolutely excel. They're absolutely fantastic on this map. They're doing so well here. And they're going to try and establish the 2-0 lead very, very quickly. So here comes Chris with this URL, and we get Bad Benny on Diablo. Going to try and bully them around a bit with a big D. Whereas for the red team, what is Ultralisk going to pick? It's probably the more important question for X-Ray. Yes, the support side matters, but Ultralisk, can he play something along the lines of his Maiev? Does he want that here? Do we get a carry again? Is he going to go for a completely different setup? Ultralisk usually the X-Factor for the team here, and he needs to chip in a bit of additional damage. And it's Tychus. Go for the second range damage. Malfurion gets played by X-Ray. We see the old geezer a bit more often lately. X-Ray played him now for the second time, or plays him now for the second time today. And the last pick in this Heroes of the Storm match on our first map for Nick. Yeah, Nick in a similar position as Ultralisk. He's like the flex over there that really needs to think about, okay, do we need another range damage dealer? Do we want to go into another melee assassin? Do we protect Chromie in the back? How do we play this out? And the pick is Kerrigan. Nick's Kerrigan. We haven't seen it in a while. Even when it wasn't banned, he didn't take it. Now we have it back to action. Can Kerrigan carry again? Nick going for one of his specials. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map. Let's head into our grand final at the Heroes of the Storm tournament, everybody. Game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, the grand final. The Hardos against 30k. On the left side, we have Bad Benny on Diablo. We got Yasu on Lucio with his alternate account. Chris on Urel, Nick on Kerrigan, and Azops is playing Chromie. On the right side of the map, X-Ray is playing Malfurion for 30k, Dino and Tracer. That combo, Malfurion Tracer, of course, is still an oldie but goldie. We got Masquerade on Johanna, Ultralisk on Tychus, and Dequaza is playing Sonya. let's get the party started, everybody, and see which team takes the lead in this match. Also, as usual, there is probably a bit of an explanation needed. There's still a lot of people that are very heavily confused when they're seeing Chili Mountain and 30k play, and they don't quite understand why the players are looking completely different, the lineup in and of itself. So the best way to explain this is probably if you just think about Chili Mountain and about 30k not as teams but as an organization. That's pretty much what's happening here. So in the CCL, the organization drafted the players for the team, whereas on the European side, where we are right now, we're not in North America anymore, the teams formed by themselves. So we had a couple of teams formed, they started to participate in tournaments like the Rive Cup and the Masters Clash, and then some of those organizations that had teams in the CCL looked at those and said like, you know what, let's get a bit involved in the European scene. So they made a deal with those teams and said, if you play under our name, we might give you a bit of hardware, we might help you with some of the offline events and travel costs or whatnot, and the teams joined up. So the teams that you're seeing on the European side under an organization name have nothing really to do with the teams that you see on the North American side from the same organization, especially now that a lot of the European players are not going to participate in the CCL anymore to dodge on those ping problems that they have. Talking about problems, Masquerade has a big one at the top. Carrigan came in and started to stun him out, and she wasn't the only one, so 4 versus 1 setup, and that resulted in a kill against the 30k lineup. So the first blood is already secured. Masquerade goes down at the bot lane. They at least used the time frame that they had to take the Siege Giants, so it's not that they got nothing out of this. But the aggression is, of course, now coming, at least in the early game, from the Hardos. We're going to try to use Carrigan to come through and take them out easy peasy. It's going to be an interesting setup, 100%. And another combo. They're going once again for X-Ray this time. The wall stun is ready. Yasuo, on the other hand, gets murdered by Dino. Oh, yeah. And here comes the next kill. Bad Benny is low. Bad Benny is down. They're trying for Masquerade, but the Carrigan combo isn't successful because he pops the Iron Skin before the stun lands. Nicely done. 2 kills for 1. Incredibly well done here. So, yeah, solid job from 30k. So they're bringing it back. And as I said during the draft, a lot of the responsibility is now going to lie on the shoulders of Dino in particular. By the way, Strangling Vines, so also an interesting one, with Tychus going into the bigger they are, Strangling Vines and Tracer, they are going to try and drop Diablo in particular where they can. I mean, of course, if you get your Rel, that's fine too, but especially Diablo has to be super careful here. And this is an interesting start into the series just alone because it's once more Tomb of the Spider Queen. And the Hardos are nearly undefeated on this map. I mean, they lost a few of those maps in the, if I'm not mistaken, in the Masters Clash qualifier, but generally speaking, over the last few weeks, they have done a fantastic job to just murder opponents on this map here. With a whole lot of action, and yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see if 30k is able to maybe win the first one here and draw even in this series. Because right now the Hardos are still enjoying this advantage from coming from the winner bracket with that 1-0 on the first map. The attack against Sonya though was super solid. Mass CC unleashed on her and Sonya is down. Now the teams have both started to turn in some of their gems. That results in 42 gems delivered by the red team. That Benny still waiting for another stun setup with Diablo. Top side, Tychus got to be careful too. And here comes Nick with another 17. So they're getting closer of finishing off their first turn in as well. So, yep. Let's see what they can do here. The level 7 talent is already in a little bit quicker for 30k. Just by a few seconds, not by much. But off we go. Here comes Diablo with the Malevolence. We got the blue Web Weavers descending first, and yeah, that's of course gonna be a bit there. I mean, there's a couple of nice aspects about this too. Despite the fact that the blue team has the first Web Weavers, I think what I still should highlight is that 30k delivered more than 40 gems already, which means that you can't lose those anymore. One of the big advantages that the Hardos had in the past is that they were able to not only get the first Web Weaver wave, but also they were getting kills afterwards, just stealing gems away and making sure that the opponent couldn't get proper turn-ins. Now, this is not really possible in the same fashion anymore. Nice dodge on the Carrigan combo. Nick, of course. I mean, he is the one that brought Carrigan back into the meta, and it was the most terrifying thing ever. And then people started to ban Carrigan against him over and over again, and you can see why now. They get the kill against Jojo. They nearly drop X-Ray too. He's just crushing. Lately, he hasn't been playing the hero a lot in competitive matches. He's played a lot of Kira. Oh, X-Ray! Not like this! Now, he hasn't been playing a lot of Kerrigan, but now they lock it in on Tomb of the Spider Queen again. This and Infernal Shrines is the map where they played the most. And it was all a ruse. The reason why they didn't play Kerrigan for so long, even when she wasn't banned, was just for the grand final. So when it mattered, they could lock her in. And Nick is Kerrigan again hard. Yeah, they're slightly ahead in experience now. They couldn't get a fort with the first turn-in. I'm talking turn-ins. We're seeing Dino now come in with 14 gems, and that gives them a Web Weaver wave. But of course, the kill advantage for the Hardos, it matters. And they are closing in on level 10, which would be fantastic for the defense. First tower falls. Chris is trying to buy some time for the rest of the team to rotate over. At this point, they're busy getting the camp, which will help with the defense in the mid lane. But there's a level 10 ability. And now this is a bit of an awkward spot. You kind of want to push. You've got Web Weavers after all. But at the same time, you're like, nah, we can't really fight. So they need experience before they can really make a play. And that allows the Hardos to defend much more easily than they should be able to. Now here at the bottom, Dino still attacking this. They're trying to go for that Benny. Yeah, Tigers isn't here, but they're still getting Diablo fairly low. He tries to go for the combo, but he can't land it. The stun connects with Sonya as Kerrigan engages on the other hand. There's the sound barrier. And is X-Ray able to also connect the root? He's also coming in with the Tranquility, keeping them alive, but they're pushing them back. Chris is getting attacked. The root doesn't hit. And here comes Odin. They want this fort, and they're going to get the fort. Talking about forts, top lane, there's another one that gets attacked. 4 kills to 2, but the moves are being made by 30k as they drop the first main structure in the game. In the middle of the map, Sonya defeats the camp or the remaining few mercenaries that are still standing here. And here we go. At this point, we got the level 13 talent for Chromie any second now. And of course, both of the teams are close to another turn-in. I mean, it's pretty much the same amount of gems. There's like a 3-gem difference. Nothing too crazy, but it's all about the turn-ins right now. And the camp on the right side is of course taken as well. So 30k is starting to move in order to take that. 11,000 damage for Chromie. Tracer is sitting at 14,000. And Dino is doing his best to piss the blue team off so much that they're going to ban out his Tracer in the next series. Yeah, Quasar down here also moving away. Talking about Tracer. Yeah, get some extra damage in against Nick. And he is always just zipping around and living a life on the edge. Dino and his Zeratul plus Tracer plays absolutely annoying, and he showcased that in the last series against the Donuts. And now he's trying to do the exact same thing again. But here we go. Level 12 incoming for both of them. Turn-in has started, and it is the red team who turns in first. Ultralisk isn't able to, but Dino delivers the 7 gems that he was holding. So now in total they have turned in 31. Mid lane, wall is opened up. And Zeratul is now trying to... Tracer is trying to rotate down to the bottom of the map to get the wave clear in, as the team is still attempting to see if they can maybe sneak Tychus towards one of the lanes so that he can deliver the gems that he holds. And Ultralisk, if he can get a snack on Diablo, he might go right away for the bigger they are. Instead, they're turning it on X-Ray, and Malfurion gets melted away. Masquerade is also low. Dino is trying to dish out some damage, but against the sound barrier, he just doesn't stand a chance here. The double kill for the Hardos as they drop Malfurion and Jojo. And of course, now the turn-in is open. Nick, 40 gems in his hands, and he delivers them. The blue Web Weavers are going to reign supreme once again on the map for the blue team. Level 13 is available, and they get the Siege Giants. That bottom fort is going to be in a lot of trouble. Nick here with the dead tax. One auto attack after another. Building that shield up. 14,000 damage for the Chrome Star. 17k for Tracer, and it is Web Weaver time, everybody. Here's the move right there. And in the middle of the map, a bit of a push against Chris. He was trying to escort the Web Weavers, but those are at least taken within a flash. The bot lane is not going to be that lucky, and we're all keeping our eye on Nick as he's going for another move towards the top, as it seems. Yeah, might be Tychus that they're attacking here. Already a bit of control thanks to the shifting sands. Sonya is down at the bottom of the map, and they want another fort. It took the first one down already. Masquerade is slowing them down, but he gets also stunned into the wall. Has to commit to the Iron Skin. Nick is waiting for it. And yep, that's a blessed shield. Trying to prevent the kill, but it doesn't happen. They still get her. That's a kill against Jojo. Ultralisk is on the run. They're trying to boop him back. He holds 20 ended gems. And those are all gone for now. Dino's trying to take them. And he's able to get some. But they're still losing out on a few. And of course, boss is up. And with 8 kills to 2, that's an easy move for the Hardos towards the top to lock this one in as well. They have taken 2 of the forts down. There's 2 heroes that are still not on the map. And in a 5 versus 3 situation, that is an easy boss. Now, what does the Rive team do? They turn in, of course. They're trying to trade their gems for an easy boss defense. While the Hardos are going to defend against the Web Weavers, the red team can defend against the boss. That's pretty much all that that trade accomplishes. Pretty standard play to be made on this map. Of course, it takes the gems away from you, but at least you're not suffering any additional damage at the top lane, because that keep might be in trouble. So here we have it already. But interesting enough, they're not really making a defensive play. Instead, they're trying to push. So they're just saying 11 minutes in, this boss is not going to take the keep down. So instead, let's just push and take some of the forts. We're going to eat the damage at the top, but we need to do some counter damage. That could work out for them, but they got to be careful that Nick doesn't get a good engage, because now there's a level 16 talent on the board too. And that's a problem. Nick is already hopping around like a bunny on speed. And yeah, they have to immediately retreat here. So after at least taking the fort in the mid lane, they now retreat up to the top, where they have to defend against the boss. As a double wave already dealing with it. But the 16 talent is something you don't want to go up against. But of course it also gives a lot of freedom now to the Hardos, who by now have the domination. We got the devastating charge in. And they're just trying to, first and foremost, go for their own turn in, but also set up this mercenary camp. With 72 gems that they hold now, they have the opportunity to get another wave going. And with that, you would obviously attempt to get the first keep of the game. They're great on this map, and they're showcasing it once more. So as they're moving in, let's see what else they can pull off. I mean, for the time being, looking just at the damage, we got still Tracer ahead. Tychus is sitting at 18k. They had very few opportunities to get a coordinated team fight against Bad Benny going. And there's another wall stun against Masquerade. And he's alive for now. The Tranquility keeps him in play for a bit longer. There's the sound barrier. And that is the kill on Jojo and Malfurion. Both of them dead again. Move to the top to deal with the wave. Get those gems. They can easily turn in now. But it just showcases once more how dominant the Hardos are currently in this tournament. Yeah, we had a lot of back and forth. I mean, 30k, as I'm not tired of repeating, they were the first team to qualify for the Masters Clash. They won the first tournament, and they played an absolutely incredible series against the Hardos in the winner bracket. But the Hardos, they got all that momentum, and now they're using it. And of course, playing 9 maps in a row already before the series started definitely is a bit of a problem for 30k as well. These guys are a little bit tired at this point. And the Hardos, they are super fresh. This is literally the first series that they're playing today. 20, well, but that's how tournament goes. That's just how it is. Level 16 talents are now ready. 30k is sitting here. And the level 20 for Chromie is ready for her. Chris with the 29 gems. Web Weavers at the top, at the bottom. Bad Benny nearly died, but he is still alive and kicking. Ultralisk gets some additional damage out, but it's all about the defense now. And I don't think that they are going to be able to hold the fort in the middle. If the Hardos want it, they're going to get it. The more important question is what happens around the top lane, where the keep is now getting attacked directly. Bottom of the map. Yep, the defense is there, but top side, now that the fort in the mid lane has fallen, they're making the play for this one. And yep, there it is. This is that. 10 kills to 2. And of course, level 19 is maybe even the bigger problem that we're looking at from the perspective of the red team. Because let's face it, once the level 20 talents are in, the world's your oyster. Or at least Tomb of the Spider Queen is. Because then you can go for another boss, you can go now for another turn in, you can start to push the lanes a little bit more aggressively, maybe even go for a keep. And that's exactly what the Hardos are going to try and do here. They're holding another 52 gems, so that's close to another turn in. Yeah, here comes another combo. Doesn't connect properly, but they still get the kill against Malfurion, don't they? Malfurion is down, nicely done, and now they're just bullying Dequaza at this point. Diablo is coming in, pushing him from one wall into another, and Kerrigan is also adding additional damage to this. CC all day, every day. Easy kills for the Hardos, 12 kills to 2, and they are about to hit another Web Weaver wave. They need one more gem, that's all they care about. They have the level 20 together with it. Boss, as you can see, 30 seconds, so they could literally wait for this if they wanted to. But they're going for the turn-in, they're playing around the Web Weavers, and this is a bit of a nightmare. 35 gems get delivered, the blue Web Weavers descending again, and the Hardos, they're going to attempt to put the final nail into the coffin now. In game number 1 of this best of 5 with the winner brackets advantage for the blue team. Right here, right now, the push to the middle, level 20 talents are in. 28,000 damage for Chromie. Look at Kerrigan, she's at 26,000 damage. Look at Lucio, he's at 21,000. The entire time we've seen Yasuo do play after play, but he's even dishing out the damage, and now they're making the move for those keeps. At the top lane, Tracer is trying to needle the Web Weaver down, but here in the middle, as we have Odin already activated, they are still doing a bit more work. It's keeps that they need now. They need to go for the keeps, and they're going to try to do that. Tracer up at the top, still doing her thing. Down here, the wall gets opened up, and Tracer is still not with them. But Dino was at least able to take down the Web Weaver. 35 gems for him. He still has a lot that he could deliver. But at the bottom of the map, well, the keep is now starting to fall. In the middle, it has taken damage. But so far, they haven't destroyed a single one. This is going to be the first one, and they can maybe even traverse into the mid lane with another minion wave in an attempt to take keep number 2. And that's what they're already working on. Slowly but steadily. Down here, are they going for the kill? They're trying. Tranquility gets used. Chromie eats some of the damage. Wanted to go for the timeout there as well. Bad Benny, careful, gets a heal. And they're still working on keep number 2. The Kerrigan combo doesn't land this time. And it's still no level 20 talent for 30k. They shouldn't overchase here. This can always turn against them. And they don't have storm talents. A bit of damage is dished out. The boss is still up and on the menu. The Hardos could go for it. They didn't do as much with this Web Weaver wave as they might have thought they could. 75 gems in the hands of 30k. Yeah, they could turn in now, and they have to. They have to trade for boss once more, but the Hardos are already on it. The Hardos are on the boss all the way up at the top, and there's no turn in this time. Instead, they're moving down to the bottom of the map. They're trying to go straight in for this Siege Giant camp. That's gonna help at the bot lane. The question is, what do you do about that? Because the longer you need to get back and into position, the more aggressive this push is going to be, and the Hardos are going to try to end the game here. I mean, look at this joke of a keep that we have at the top lane. That thing is down to 20% HP, not even. They move in and take it before the boss is even here. So that bad boy is going to go for the core right away. 20 versus 20, at least they got that. But this is going to be an absolute nightmare to defend, and I'm not envious in just for a second about the situation that they're in here. 30k, they are on the receiving end on a beating. 12 kills to 2. Here's the push. Boss gets taken down pretty quickly though, but kills could be a problem, and there it is. Jojo is dead. Johanna down, the shield is falling. Dequaza about to get murdered. He's trying to escape, and he makes it out. He actually makes it out, but the core is losing hit points. Bad Benny is starting to fall back slowly. And they are eating a lot more damage than I thought. Chromie is dead. Nick is low. Nick is down. He's dead. There's the potential kill against Yasuo, but he makes it out together with Bad Benny. Dequaza on the side. Uh-oh. Did he see him? He saw him. Bad Benny's dead. Bad Benny is dead. He'll be back though. Loses the souls, but he will be back to business. Mid lane opened up on the keep. Over here, the core 63%. They got a couple of options now. They are going to deliver the turn-in, but they still have to do a lot of damage at this point. Because if they don't, then this is over. 63% on the core, that's not really good news. But then again, at the same time, they now have an opportunity to go for some of those keeps, maybe. Yeah, so it's already moving in, and X-Ray is alive! Well, scratch that, he's dead. He's dead, and so is Tracer. Yeah, the Devils took Tracer down. That's a double kill, 15-5 now. And here come the Web Weavers. If Chris dies, then maybe they can do something with this. And he gets away! Divine Steed, the cheat code on Urel gets activated. Now they go for Ultralis. The Blessed Shield missed. And Yasuo is just laughing in Johanna's face. He dodges the Blessed Shield. He gets the kill. 16-5. Lockdown against the front line. And goodbye, Sonya. Web Weavers, they're still on the map, but of course they can now simply go cross-map and end this. Yes, the keep over here is gonna fall. Yes, the one at the bottom of the map is also not gonna make it. But at the same time, is there a doubt who wins this game? The Hardos, they're going in for the finishing move against the red team in game number 1. Straight for the core. It doesn't matter that the objective is still pushing, because this is the end of the game. The Hardos, they drop the shield within seconds. Malfurion is going to be back, but the core is down to 50%. It's down to 40, down to 30. This is game. The Hardos with the 2-1 lead as they lock in the victory on map number 1 in this best of 5 grand final series. Nicely done and well played by the team in blue.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2. Yep, we have the 2-0 lead, but the second game is now coming up since the Hardos started with the 1-0 lead into this best of 5 grand final series. And once again, they're successful on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It just continues. These guys are crushing it. Now we're on Infernal Shrines. This is our second map. And of course, for 30k, it's a little bit of an unlucky situation coming into this grand final through the losers bracket. Now, I personally gotta say, I'm not really a fan of winner bracket advantages. I don't really think it's a good thing. Normally, when you have a 1-0 lead, it's a best of 7. But even in that situation, I don't like it. I think that the team that plays through the loser bracket, they already have a disadvantage because they have to play so many games in a row. And of course, there's the counter argument that means that they have some momentum, they're a bit warmed up, and they're a bit in the zone. But for me personally, I believe giving the team that comes from the winner bracket the map choice and the first pick, first ban, maybe even the option to ban out an extra map or something is enough. Not really a fan of this one lead scenario. It doesn't matter if it's a best of 5 or a best of 7. But there's a lot of tournaments that have done that. Blizzard has done that in the past in a couple of their tournaments too. Mid-season Brawl comes to mind, of course. And this tournament is, in this case, doing the exact same thing. So as it stands, we've got a 2-0. So technically, the entire grand final could end right here, right now. As we have the Hardos trying for a 3-0 victory. We got Medivh as a ban. We got the ban on Uther. Sonya and Anub'arak are both banned, which leaves Varian open. Kind of important if you've seen in the past few days and weeks how the Hardos play. So, if you ban the Anub'arak, do you now pick Varian for yourself? And the answer is no. Chromie was up too, and they just said, alright, give us the Chromester. And of course, what do we expect? We expect Bad Bennies to say like, oh, look at that, my boy is back, let's go for the Varian. Do they take it, or do they skip it here? They've shown multiple times that they can play different styles. Don't get me wrong, it's not like they can only play Varian. I mean, they just won with Diablo. But they play Varian a lot, and they really like it. But right now, they disregard that for the time being. They lock in Lucio, and we get Diva for Chris on the side. And of course, with that, you're immediately thinking when you're 30k, do we pick Varian for them ourselves? Do we try to play that combo? Do we focus on AoE for the Shrine fight? Do we maybe ban Varian out? Is it something that we're still concerned about? So there's a lot of calculations that you have to make. And the more teams go up against each other, the more familiar they are, of course, with each other's styles. And the more mind games are coming into these decisions. And here's Dukov plus Varian. So they are more or less trying to give the Hardos a taste of their own medicine. And the Hardos, they are now in a spot where they are looking at and saying, okay, we gotta ban one of the side laners. What are we afraid of? Do we ban maybe something like Rexxar? Do we pick for ourselves? Varian and Rexxar have been played a lot because Misha can add an additional stun. Blaze can do the same thing, if you want to look at that. Damage could be banned out here too. And they ban Maiev. They're looking over to Ultralisk and they're saying like, you know what? Your engage builds with Maiev may be a little bit too annoying here. If you can tether us into a Stukov silence. And also the Varian here, so yeah, that's gonna be something that we don't want to deal with. We're not really willing to deal with that at all. But okay, at the same stuff, at the same side, the Infernal Shrines ban, the last one is coming in, and it is Johanna. So right now they're looking over and they're looking like, well, the wave clear, the position on the shrine, we don't want to deal with that. That leaves Diablo open, of course, and this is one of Diablo's best maps. Jojo wasn't a bad ban. Again, she provides a lot here. She's oftentimes taken very early in Infernal Shrines. but it's not like she's the only great tank on Infernal Shrines. Diablo is fantastic with all the wall stuns. And of course, it doesn't even have to be Diablo. We've seen Mei played on this map. We've seen Garrosh played here. And Bad Benny, he's playing Arthurs now. Not a hero that he played on this map, but they are playing Arthurs sometimes against variants on the other teams. They've done it multiple times, mainly on Towers of Doom as it happens, but these variant setups have done work. If you can control variant a bit, then you can shut down a lot of the plays. And Arthas is difficult to kill, to insta-kill. He has the Icebound Fortitude that he can pop, he has his army, can be supported there of course too. Lucio is mitigating a lot of the disadvantages that he has by connecting with the target. And then again, now we got Falstad and Leo. So more tools that can control the flow of the map a little bit. They can also use Gust to simply isolate someone, push someone back here, keep Falstad on the side lane, try and keep him pushing a little bit. Yeah, and Nick as the last pick again. So Infernal Shrines, and let's go and see what he can get away with here. What's the last pick for the Hardos, as they have a chance to win this grand final? It's Carrigan. Carrigan again, old school style. Arthur's Carrigan. Yeah, Alpha and Beta of Heroes of the Storm say hello. No Envenom on level 4 this time though. But off we go. Infernal Shrines, it might be the last map. Let's find out, everybody. It is the second map between the Hardos and 30k. Infernal Shrines, the Heroes of the Storm series could come to an end here, and we'll find out right now. Game number 2 in our best of 5 grand final. The Hardos with the 2-0 lead thanks to the winner's bracket advantage and their victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nick on Carrigan on the left side. We currently got Chris on Diva, Hazops on Hanzo, Bad Benny on Arthas, and Lucio on, Yasuo on Lucio. Every single time I see that, I want to call him Krillin. So on the right side of the map, we got 30k with Dequaza on Leoric. Yeah, they need to win 3 in a row now. X-Ray on Stukov with a low blow on level 1. Masquerade is playing Varian. We got Ultralisk with the auto attack Falstad style. And Dino is playing Chromie. Yeah, it's party time. The moment of truth. Of course, the situation heavily favors the team in blue here, thanks to them arriving in the grand final through the winner bracket. I don't think that one's gonna work out. Well, I might be wrong, because they're going for Arthas and he gets quickly attacked and is incredibly low, and everybody's starting to jump in, but it's Falstad that dies first. Bad Benny dies too, but here comes Carrigan, and it's a quick 3-2-1 lead. What on earth? Wow, big plays. The trap first launched against the team in blue, and then this happens. Wowzers. So yeah, that one hurt. And now Dequaza gets attacked. 3 hit points, and he dies as well. Check this one out. That quick hit at the top, Falstad dying first. They at least get the kill against Arthas, but then everything spirals out of control. And we're ending up with a total of 4 kills to 1 as this game kicks off. And nearly a level lead for the team in blue. The Hardos, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, they are crushing. Absolutely crushing over here. Now the camps are of course up and the teams are moving straight onto the lanes to take them as quickly as they can. The 1 minute mark has passed, and on the left and right side we see the Khazras taken. Actually, as it stands, on the right side we're not seeing them taken yet. They're a little bit too late to the party, and that is an opportunity that you cannot give the blue team. They're coming in here straight away saying, yep, thank you very fucking much. We're gonna take this one. You don't mind, don't you? Thank you. Appreciate it. And that's an early level 4 talent for them, and they're even about to take that fountain down. Can they take it? Yeah, they just might. And there it is. Goodbye. Big lead in the mid lane thanks to the sustain that they hold now. With the level 4 talents, we got the Death Lord already claimed, and yeah, they are just looking great over here. Now Krillin, aka Yasuo, still getting attacked, but this is obviously not a good start into this game for them. And 30k will have to dig deep in order to bring this in and just come back into the series. But again, the problem that 30k is also facing here is that this is the third best of 3 that they're playing in a row. And both of the previous best of 5s, oh sorry, the third best of 5 that they're playing in a row. And both of the previous matches went pretty much the distance. One ended with a 3-2 victory, the other with a 3-1, so they're just playing game after game after game here, and obviously at some point concentration is going to waver, and you can really tell that this is going to be tricky for them. Yeah, it's a level lead, and of course, now it's not really an issue. The problem is that once that you're talking about the shrine at the top, you're talking about level 7 talents, and this is going to become a reality. The Hardos are going to pick up their level 7, and then they can go for the objective. Right now, they are more interested in pushing the bot lane out a bit, but Nick and Yazu are already on their way all up to the top. And as they're taking the lead on the map, they have with level 7 an advantage that they're very well going to carry into the shrine fight itself. And that's something that 30k is very likely not going to try and face. So it's a difficult situation, honestly. Then again, Dequaza is left alone at the top side, and since they are pushing the middle of the map, they're just trying to do some structural damage here. Ultralisk is barely surviving this. Yeah, wants to keep also Yazu at bay, but I guess he's gonna die anyways. Doesn't get the cooldown back up. Mortar Punisher is at least taken, but of course, instead of going for the Mortar Punisher, what they were able to do is do some structural damage. So the Hardos decide to not go for the Punisher. They just took some of the structures down. That's not only true for the mid lane, but also for the pressure play at the bottom of the map, where Nick escorted another minion wave in that is now resulting in one more tower being taken. But they still hold on to that lead in experience, and of course at the top they are now also defending against the Punisher. They're not losing the fort here. They lost the wall, but that's about it. The advantage in the game still goes to the Hardos. Yeah, level 7 talents gives us also, as usual, the boomerang, so he can stack a bit easier on his level 1. He has the side lane clear. After the low blow on level 1, another talent we of course see for the synergy with the Lurking Arm is the level 7 Growing Infestation, pretty much common after the recent patch. Kerrigan then again gets locked in hard. That killer composition comes online with the level 4 and the taunt on Varian, and they're using it immediately against the boy on the left side. Nick is down this time, so they get the kill, and that might just be the first step to get back in this game. Another fountain has been eliminated, and that one was important because the next objective is going to spawn in the middle of the map, and if you don't have a fountain but your opponent does, you will be at a disadvantage when it comes to the play for the Punisher. So now, half a level until 10. The Hardos, obviously eager to lock this in as quickly as they can, win this entire thing with a 3-0, go home and enjoy their pizza money. But 30k, they are gonna try to now slowly but steadily bring this back and force the 5th map in this one. And they've obviously proven in the in the winner bracket that they can definitely do that. I mean, again, situation isn't easy for them, but it's not completely unmanageable. Here come the level 10 abilities. Hanzo again coming straight in with the arrow. We got the sound barrier, Arthur's with the army. And the team in red is just trying to take the camp at the top to lock in their own level 10 so that they can fight on even talents with their opponent on the next shrine. And with that, we get the Entomb. No surprises here either. Varian coming straight in with a shield wall. We got the massive shove and the mighty gust. And talking about the mighty gust, down to the bottom of the map, Falstad is still sitting this one out, not moving out onto the map because they don't have vision. But as the camp gets taken, guess what? The team in red just decide, you know what guys, if you're going for the bottom of the map, you're just going to take your camp away. I'm just not sure if it's going to work out perfectly, because here comes the speed, and they're taking the camp. The arrow misses completely, and that's an ult now out too. So it was a pretty good trade for 30k. It could have been really dangerous as well though. Just a few more seconds and that could have been a big fight. If that arrow connects, if anybody is still there on that camp, then it could be ending in disaster. But as it stands, they're taking both of the shaman camps. They're closing the gap in experience a little bit. And now since Ultralisk is pushing out the bot lane and getting additional stacks for a seasoned marksman, we got the middle completely open. And Hanzo has another 30 seconds until he has his ult back up. So that's of course also a little bit of a win that they can play around with now. So not too bad either. Alright, here we go. Here comes the next play, and this is the big 5 versus 5 that we've been waiting for, because this one is going to count. If at this point 30k can bring it back, they still got a solid chance here. Of course, if the Hardos win it, then it could very well be another fort that falls, or the first one at least in this game. And the lead goes to the red team. 30k has it. Masquerade is looking for a good target for his taunt. Doesn't want to deal with Bad Benny right now, who already popped the army early. Nick gets attacked. There's the taunt. Where's the follow-up? There it is, but the sound barrier is ready, and the big arrow into the backline. Hitting 3 targets. Dino himself in trouble, goes for the timeout. He's only going to delay the inevitable First he goes into the stasis, then into the timeout, and he is still getting attacked here. Down he goes. Chromie is dead, so is Varian and Leoric. All of them dead, dying. Big plays happening, and X-Ray gets attacked too. It's a 5-man team wipe, everybody. An absolute disaster for 30k, kicked off by the kill against Chromie and Leo. The triple kill to start it all off. Carrigan has now taken the Punisher as it's starting to move through the middle. The fort falls. That's a level 13 talent in the hands of the Hardos, and they are going for way more than that. In an ideal world, they're going to get the keep here. Fantastic coordination. That arrow into the backline was worth so much for them. It shut down the attempt of 30k to make the big plays here. And they are just coordinating this so nicely. Now, they abandon the push in the middle. They just try to drop at least the wall. But the main focus shifts down to the bottom of the map, where they are going to try to take down the next fort. Now, as it stands, it's 10 kills to 3, 17,000 damage for Hanzo, 13,000 for Falstad. And they're still moving away from this. The Punisher, by the way, is still active in the mid lane. So he's taking the final tower down, and the keep is going to suffer a bit of damage too. And as the keep gets attacked, Carrigan has started to destroy the wall at the top to open the way and the path to the fountain up. Now, the Quasar is now starting to go back onto the lane. The teams are stabilizing a bit again around the newfound situation here. Level 13 talents are now also available for 30k, which gives us the Giant Killer for Falstad. 21 stacks on his Season Marksman. But of course the map gets dominated now by the boys in blue. There's an arrow straight to the face of the birdie, and he is dead as well. Easy kill in the choke point. Hanzo sees an opportunity and says, thank you very much. They come in with a drop on Masquerade. Varian is down, and they are crushing. They go for the fort, and obviously, as you look at this, it's also becoming quite obvious that level 16 is going to be ready for them in just another couple of seconds, and that's a big talent advantage. They're even chasing the Quasar around. That's the end of Leo. They are farming them. It's a farm simulator that we're watching here right now. This has nothing to do with Heroes of the Storm anymore. No, no, no. They are farming what they saw earlier. Now they're coming straight in for the next camp. They take it away from the opponent too. And this is just a disaster spot for 30k to be in. How do you come back into this? I mean, traditionally the answer is you don't. But maybe with a few mistakes on the side of the Hardos, they got a chance. But honestly, at this point, it's the Hardos game to lose. If they make mistakes that can be exploited, then yes, 30k still has an opportunity. But it is going to be difficult. I mean, we're talking about level 16 talent advantage, and that's probably going to hold true for the next objective too. Now they're looking for even more kills, and Quasar, he cancels the walk too quickly, and they can go for him, turns it with the Entomb. They're focusing the rest in. The arrow connects. It's a quick kill as Lucio comes in, drops him, and this is kill number 14. Bad Benny with the army again as Ultralisk moves in from the side, but they can't really do too much here. All of the forts have already fallen. The outer ring of defense has been obliterated. The next objective spawning at the bottom of the map with the Hardos still hold on to their fountain. Carrigan isn't even with them anymore. She's already up at the top. Bad Benny decided to go for Frostworm Feats and the Frost Strike, despite the fact that he didn't even go for his level 1 talent to stack this. We got now, in regards to stacks, Varian and also Falstad, both not done yet. But yeah, they are just doing so well here. 25,000 damage for Hanzo now, 18,000 for Chromie. The killer composition that 30k was drafting here is not paying off for them. It's not working out, not even a little bit. With the Varian, Stukov and Chromie combo, you're looking for the easy kills, you're looking for the quick drop on a target, and it's just not happening. Level 16 is still kicking in for 30k. Okay, they are making it happen, and this is going to be the last stand. This is going to be their last stand. If they lose here as well, then they are too far behind to catch up. They need kills here. They can protect the top lane, and they do with Falstad, but he flies down to join the team now. It's an even talent fight. This is the moment of truth. You win here, you have a chance to get back in the game. You lose here, and it's more or less lights out. Hardos with Hanzo. He's waiting for another arrow. There's the gust. That's a lot of tools already used on the side of 30k. And the arrow is going to get used any second now. There it is. Connects with 3. And they get the kill against Leoric. Leoric down. Karrigan follows up. They're going for X-Ray. You can run. You can't hide. Ultralisk is dead too. It's a triple kill, everybody. And now they're crushing through the middle of the map. At the top, the camp is pushing for another keep. And they have the entire map opened up. They're a bit low. They're not willing to commit without the minion wave. On the shrine, Karrigan is now taking the Punisher. But they still have an opportunity to make some plays here. With Varian and Chromie around, they're not trying to get too aggressive. They're not pushing into the middle just yet. At the top, of course, Leo is going to try and deal with the situation here. But the blue team is now focused onto the bot lane. And they're closing in on level 20, which is, of course, even more important. If they get it here, they might just try to end the game. With level 20 talents and a 4-level lead, pretty much, they're going to crush. Leo disappears. He pulls a Houdini. One moment he's here, the next one he's gone. And now with 18 kills to 3, there's no way to save this keep any longer, especially since this is a frozen Punisher in the first place. The level 20 talents are ready. There's the Gust. They're trying to create some space. Chromie gets even locked down by the Punisher. The core gets attacked. They're Hardos. They're going for victory now. They're trying to end the game. The shield is already falling. Another taunt is happening, but the Punisher is chipping in some additional damage as the core is already starting to fall. 80%. Varian is dead. Ultralisk is low. So is Dino. So is X-Ray. They're all about to fall. Lucio is, on the other hand, also dying, but it doesn't matter anymore. The bird is dropped, and that is it. They're Hardos. They win the Heroes of the Storm tournament. They take the Rive Cup. They lock in a grand final victory with a 3-0 against 30k. GG, and well done.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.